I'm gonna restart the tank. Not in the sense that I'm getting rid of everything and starting again literally from scratch. It's more of a reset than a restart. And I'm gonna do a couple of really massive water changes and more or less change the entire volume of the tank. And I'm gonna try and get hold of some really good salt. I'm gonna try probiotic reef salt by Aquaforest. I've wanted to try that for years. I have used a lot of Aquaforest products and they've always been really good, so I'm going to have a crack at their salt. It's got the levels that I'm after, all the rest of it that I've said beforehand, so that's the way I'm going to go with that. So yeah, you can probably tell that I actually have cleaned some of the rocks off myself, but this big tower, or the tower to the left side, I haven't touched that just because of what I said in the past. That's actually just perfectly balanced. The rocks are sort of interlocked, and I don't really want to mess with it too much if I can help it. As you can see, also there's some fish in there. There's actually 3 fish in there. There's a marine betta, there's a purple tang, and there's a black sailfin blenny of some sort. I'm not 100% of what it is exactly, but and the tang and the blenny are doing a pretty good job of keeping the algae growth suppressed, but I now see a flaw in the substrate I used. I used very large grain coral gravel, crushed coral. The idea being that I wanted all the bottom to just be basically acans and zoas and stuff, just loads of them, and the idea being that they're just spread onto all them and I can move them where I want, and this, you know. The problem is as the algae's grown, obviously it's going to take a hell of a long time. That tang's having a good go now, but it's going to take a hell of a long time for him to clean each individual piece. I am going to get some more snails and that, try and speed the process up as much as I can, but to be honest with you, I'm toying with the idea of actually taking the substrate out altogether. I nearly did that the other day when I was messing around with the rocks and cleaning them, but I didn't, so we'll see. I mean, the substrate does look a little bit better than it has done, so both of those fish now are going on, so they're trying. So yeah, big water change, get all the micro elements back in there that aren't in there for whatever reason, bad salt or whatever, and that's about it really. I mean, the test came back with a couple of other problems, like as you can see the phosphate is through the roof. That is gradually coming down. Literally all I've done with this tank is bung in a load of rock. I used terrible water, bad salt. The rock was straight out of a previous tank into this one. It was, you know, it'd been left outside in the snow. You know the story. Everything was fast. That was an attempt to save the fish I had that were in a marine pond for a week or so. I just set it all up fast to try and attempt to save them. Obviously that didn't really work out. I saved a couple of things, but certainly didn't save the fish that I had. So yeah, I'm gonna do those big changes. I'm going to start dosing NO3PO4X. I did dose that in my last tank. What else? To this point I haven't used carbon yet, although I have bought some. It's been in the sump cabinet for probably 2 months. I haven't even opened the packet. That's about it really. I've been toying with the idea of having a Miracle Mud reactor, but I know a couple of other guys that are trying that in the minute, so I'm going to let them sort of test that one out, and then I'll think about it. To be honest, I've also had a few ideas of actually scrapping the skimmer altogether and building a refugium with the Miracle Mud substrate in there and not bothering with the skimmer, because I do really like skimmers, partially because they do work, it's a proven science, but also I like, you know, the gadgets and stuff. But on the other hand, it's like the 50% of crap that they pull out of the water, the other 50% is it could be vital things, amino acids and stuff like that, that the animals inside the system could really use. And so I'm sort of battling with that one at the minute. I think that's about it, really. I mean, yeah. So basically, in short, we're going to go for a bit of a reset. So I'll let you know how that one goes.